Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni che non ci fanno dormire.
Io non dormo.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Quando eu me vi só nesse lugar, eu pensei que
The NBA season is a grind. There's no question about it. And tonight may be another game in the endless stretch of games, but that don't make it any less important. Time to put on my game face and do what I do. Win games.
Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA, but the bad news is there is no basketball, there is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Ha-ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby! This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners, Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Let's go. Pittman misses. Warriors leading by 3. And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back. Late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down, actually, last season, but his production was decidedly up.
Yeah, he went from 44 to 55% on field goals, from 53 to 63% on free throws, a testament to how much effort he's putting into developing that shooting stroke.
Pass to Thompson. From the top of the key. The shot no good, and it's Boston the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
You know, you hate to use this word, but I really felt like it was a sorry effort that they put forth on the defensive side.
Boy, that's pretty harsh from you, Greg, but you're right. I mean, too many times we saw them slow to set up and get on D or late on their rotations, and they paid a big price for it.
That drops. Thompson's got 6.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Turner dishes to Pittman. Stolen. And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it. There's the bucket. Good. And it's 8 points for Klay Thompson.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Draymond Green. The Celtics also with a sub. Mickey's checked in, and the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
It's been a bit ugly so far. I mean, it looks like they're still half asleep out there. Wake them up.
Yeah, with 3 turnovers already, Clark, this is not the start they had in mind.
To the paint, here's Thompson, and it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Livingston's got his 3rd assist on the night. Now here's Smart. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Pittman. A three-pointer, no good. Warriors leading by 9. Livingston kicks to Thompson. Nobody near Barnes. And there the Warriors now with another bucket.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
Here's Thompson. Pittman with the rebound. He feeds it to Smart. Will it go? Pittman misses.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind.
Okay, fans, put your hands together.
And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very sick.
The only hard part.
I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks lost in his stockpile. Some changes for Golden State. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Bogut. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Thompson in for Sean Livingston. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Crowder comes in for Johnson. Fruits checked in for Bradley. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Thomas. The Splash Brothers are the guards. Barnes and Green are the forward set. And it's Varejao in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the Warriors 5.
You know, the league going to more ball movement, more outside shooting, less isolation play, and those are all natural fits for the talents of Klay Thompson, who's great moving off the ball, and we know he can stroke it from long range.
Outside Curry. Green. The offensive rebound. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. And that one's good. Varejao's got his first bucket of the night.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Turner passes to Smart. Dishes it to Pittman. From deep. Cannot hit.
Boy, and that is a bunch of rebounds for a player who's not the biggest guy out there.
That'll do it for the first half.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, guys.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Yeah, create.
Different look here for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Bogut. Varejao comes in for Green. Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Curry. On the floor for Boston. Pittman in a 2-guard. Olynyk is out there with Mickey. Then there's Smart, and it's Turner in at the 3 spot.
They've been splashing home those threes since halftime.
Marked improvement in their shooting from what we saw to start the game.
Smart kicks to Pittman. Good, and Smart gets the assist.
Marcus Smart.
Here is Livingston. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Off the pick. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down.
Here's Pittman. And the rejection by Ezeli. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Barnes. Rebound Boston.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Pass to Pittman. Nice ball movement by Boston. And it's Turner off the drive. Misses in close. Warriors leading by 12. And Thompson kicks to Livingston. He dishes it to Ezeli with his first shot attempt. Here's Varejao. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Freak with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Here's Pittman. Varejao comes up with the rebound. Varejao's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Thompson outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Thompson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
He gets it up. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Iguodala in its small forward. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Johnson with a screen on Curry. Clock at 6. Unloads from 13. And it's sent back by Bogut.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he had been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. Then last year he came on.
Barnes, he's checked in for Green. Here's Curry.
coming out over there.
Kicks it to Thompson. Mickey grabs the board.
And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season.
And he makes the first. And Iguodala drops them both. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. To the inside. And Olynyk gets it to go on the assist from Smart.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Here is Livingston. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Some good competition, but the home...
Thank you, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move. Klay Thompson with a strong double-double, points and rebounds. He was a force that was not going to be denied with his efforts both on offense and defense.
This is what...
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, send him in. Cece.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you again.
My pleasure.
Freak. Great game last night.
That's what I do, right?
Indeed. Have a seat. Pagnotti.
How you doing?
Thought you'd be selling used cars by now.
Funny, comedian. I thought you would have invested in some new clothes, being a team owner and all. I see you still rocking that Goodwill look.
Freak, what are you hanging around with this guy for? You know he's bad company, right?
Got no choice. He helps me pay the bills. Plus, our mother loves him.
Thank you all for coming by on such short notice. So you know why we're here, right?
Not really.
You want to negotiate an extension for Freak, right?
Well, since you mentioned it, your client is quickly becoming a liability for this organization.
We've already put a plan in place that's going to address all your concerns and issues.
Let me finish. Thank you. Myself, the front office, and the coaches are not satisfied with the adjustments you've made in your life off the court. I personally warned you about the company you keep, and we're fed up with the late nights and showing up late to shoot-arounds and the bad press and the incident at the nightclub. I told you Vic was going to be your downfall, and I was right. Something has to change now, or we're not going to need your services any longer.
If this is about that Twitter stuff, Vic was playing. Okay, it was a joke.
It's not about that. It's everything.
But like I told you before, Vic is my best friend. I can't just cut him off. He's practically family.
Not really.
What exactly are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything, Dom. I'm saying it. Freak and his friend Vic are a problem for me and this organization. And I called you in here to figure out how we all together can fix this problem. And right now, I'm only seeing one solution.
I agree that Freak may need to make some adjustments in his personal life off the court, but that's a learning process. We both know that. But this almost sounds like a threat. And Dom Pagnotti doesn't take too kindly to threats. Is this a threat?
Call it what you will.
We all know that Vic is a problem. The only person who doesn't seem to realize that is my brother. Sorry, bro, but enough is enough.
I don't have a problem with what you're saying. I have a problem with how you're saying it. Now, I know we can come to some understanding without all the ultimatums or threats.
Can we all come to a understanding, a compromise?
No more compromises. I already warned Freak. I told you. Don't be a hero. Cut that zero. It's cut Vic loose, or we trade Freak. It's that simple.
Fine, we'll go sign with another team.
Good luck with that, Pagnotti. Because of Vic, Freak's reputation precedes him.
No, because of Freak's God-given talent, his reputation precedes him.
Everybody's been talking. Dom, you know how this works. This is not about you and me and our history. This is about your client. Help him.
You talking as if I'm invisible. You talking around me, about me, but not to me. Vic has always had my back. And I've given this team everything I got. I practice hard. I play hard. Yeah, some nights I got it, some nights I don't. Some days I might even show up a little late to shoot-arounds. But every time I'm on that court, I've always given my best. And I see how it is, though. I mean, us players got to be loyal to you, but you don't have to be loyal to us players. Try to give me some father and son talk, talking about how you love your players and how you look up for them. Come on, man. You trying to cut me off like you cut off Izzy. Don't you have people loyal to you no matter what? People you can't cut off? Well, that's me and Vic. Vic and me. Y'all insist, really. They could tell me stop hanging with Vic. What makes you think they won't tell me stop talking to you? You remember in 7th grade, some guys were trying to jump me over some girl. Vic was the one to get some friends just to walk me home. And when they came, we went at it, but I wasn't alone. When I got my scholarship, it was Vic who put the word on the streets that nobody should mess with me because I had a future. Vic was protecting me. And sir, I know Vic is crazy. But before all the hype and the lights, media, fans, it was just me and Vic. He's always been there. I mean, if y'all don't like that, I don't know what to say.
It hurts me to say this, but I see his point. What you don't understand is that the league doesn't have your back anymore. Not like they used to. They try, but it's too much. Social media has changed everything. And this last incident with Vic, that was the final straw.
It was a joke.
It wasn't funny. You know it wasn't a joke. Vic was defending you, stepping in to protect your honor. By attacking another teammate like that? Talking about his manhood, his wife, his kids, his family, so you can be the big dog on the court? That's uncalled for.
And they all know your relationship with Vic, so they think it's coming from you.
But that's the media blowing everything out of proportion as usual.
It's not just the media. He's attacking other players, other teams. He's out of control. Vic just doesn't know how to behave.
We got guys on our squad who don't want to be here because of that beef. There is no place for that kind of inappropriate behavior in this league. If you can't trust your teammates, who can you trust?
What Vic is doing isn't right. He's bringing you down, and people can see it. I see how all the other players are looking at you. Oh, it's not cool. It's not cool at all.
What, don't talk to him? Don't hang with him?
You do what you got to do. That's your call. But let me tell you this. You asked me if I had friends that I couldn't cut off? Yeah, I did for a while. Friends, business partners, girlfriends, wives, family that I thought I couldn't cut off. But I learned that sometimes you got to make the hard decisions. I mean, some of these people, they were just bad for me. They were bringing me down. They weren't making me better. They were good for the time that they were there, but I grew up, not in age and maturity, but in mind and spirit. I was ready for the next level in my life. And I'll be honest with you, I've been on the receiving end of that. I've been cut off before myself, and yeah, it hurt at the time. But looking back, they were doing the right thing for me. Just don't tell my ex-wife that, Pagnotti.
So what's the next move?
The next move is freaks. It always has been. The question is he ready and willing to do what needs to be done?
This is messed up.
You take a moment to think about it, but think long, think wrong. The snafu should have been cleaned up a long time ago. With or without you, we got games to win.
Freak, you gotta handle your business.
Okay, we've all said our piece. You might cut me off as your manager, but I will always be your sister. Twin, this is on you. I might not like it, but I will respect any decision you make. Yvette, please.
Cece.
Yvette.
Where's Dom?
I had him call you.
Why?
I'm gonna cut right to the chase. My brother is deeply in love with you. And I'm ready to put our differences aside if you are.
Really?
On a string.
I'm with it.
Team Freak.
Team Freak.
All right, so if you're gonna be down with the team, I gotta show you the dap.
The dap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, like this.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, shoot,
shoot,
swish.
Swish.
Yeah. Again.
Like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, swish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like that.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
This is it. The last game of my rookie season. Kind of hard to believe. These 82 games have gone by in a blur. I know we're on the outside looking in when it comes to playoffs, but that doesn't mean I can't go out and give it everything I have one last time. So here goes nothing.
.2K Sports checks in with their loyal viewers with the broadcast from Boston, the home of the Celtics. The Celtics are looking to grab one here for the home fans in Boston before heading out on the road. They're down in 10th place in the East.
And they've got some additional incentive today. The season series is knotted up at 1 apiece, this being the deciding game. And Clark, what do you think is going to go down?
Well, I tell you what, Greg, regardless of the season series count, you already know that both of these squads are coming out slugging. I mean, they're competitive. They know each other. Familiarity breeds contempt. So if you ask me, we're in for one of those knockdown, drag-out battles.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go? It'll be the Heat off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Miami, Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Whiteside in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Goran Dragic, so incredibly efficient on the offensive end over the last couple of years, whether with Phoenix or Miami, he's really upped his game.
You know, Kevin, it took him a few years to kind of get comfortable in the NBA, much like the great Steve Nash had.
The Celtics, and a new group in for the Heat. Amari Stoudemire, he's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. Winslow's checked in for Luol Deng. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade.
What a play there, the hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
For Boston, they have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw off from Pittman.
Talking about Dragic's newfound efficiency, he's shot over 50% from the field the past 3 years. I mean, impressive. That's a really high percentage for a point guard who plays so aggressively.
Freak with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Pittman misses.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far. He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Celtics trail by 8.
And talking about Goran Dragic, he's learned how to play under control without losing his speed. I mean, early in his career, he committed way too many turnovers. Now he's able to push the action without making so many of those mental mistakes.
Here is Pittman. Goes back up.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
Smart kicks to Pittman. Zeller up top. He's guarded by Johnson. Let's go. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. The Heat leading by 11. And it's Dragic off the drive, 18 feet out. They get it back. Stoudemire. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Richardson. Johnson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Smart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
So far on the glass, it hasn't even been close.
Yeah, they're taking it to him. It feels like they've gotten every loose ball.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. And the Heat, another three.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense.
And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player. What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help Greg but love for his attitude and ability to be. Sullinger's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Zeller comes in for Evan Turner. Freaks checked in for Bradley. And Smart subbed in for Thomas. And a new group in for the Heat. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. Winslow's checked in for Luol Deng. And it's Dragic in for Dwayne Wade. Pittman in at shooting guard. Jay Crowder out there with Tyler Zeller. Then there's Smart. And it's Sullinger in at the center position. That's the Boston Five. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. Again, the miss by the Heat.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Smart passes to Sullinger. Celtics passing it around. Pittman misses. Miami leading by 20. Kicks it out to Johnson. Fires from deep. And Boston with the rebound. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And despite the outcome, I think they'll feel a little better about that game. There are a lot of positives that they can take away from that performance.
And I think that's exactly what they have to do, guys. Don't dwell on the final score. You know, think about the things you did well and move forward and take it from there.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. In the corner, it's Richardson. Winslow wide open. He fires, buries the long-range jumper. Winslow's got his first 3 points of the game. And here's Smart. A dominating first half of basketball. And so far...
Hey, Kevin, I've got...
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as they... And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. The big men are Bosh and Whiteside. Wade and Deng are the 2 and 3. And it's Dragic in at the 1. Here's Pittman. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Smart kicks to Pittman. Fires from the corner. And that one comes up a bit short.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Bosh, no one around him. And again, Miami with the triple.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
The Heat shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. The dish to Whiteside. That is good.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor. And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
And stolen by Freak. Here's Smart. Drops in the breakaway layup. Dragic with it.
It's still pretty early to judge, but so far the 2014 draft class has lived up to the hype. The top guys were as good as promised, and a lot of talent down later in the draft as well.
There's a good screen. Kicks to Zeller. The shot misses, and it's Miami the other way. Now Dragic looking for Wade. He gets it there. Off the left rim and out.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
Boston making a switch. Pippen's checked in, and a new group getting ready for Miami. Chris Bosh has checked in for Josh McRoberts. Dang comes in for Darrell Wright. Winslow's checked in for Richardson. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Tyler Johnson.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Miami.
And the big difference here was accuracy behind the three-point line, Clark.
Well, they started spraying them from deep, and then it spread out the defense, and they had all the looks they wanted.
And on the year, looking at their record, this game will make it 49 wins.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn them.
Sure did. I mean, this means they'll come out on top in the season series, 2-1 now. Got to be happy about that.
And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Wade. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Wade double team, and the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you want to play winning basketball.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Johnson comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Luol Deng. Rozier the pass to Jerebko. Here's Rozier. Nice ball movement by Boston. Stolen by Bosh. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Winslow, and it's blocked. Now here's Freak. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. And Miami can just let the clock run down here.
Celtics foul. Freak. That's his second personal foul. At the line.
That's good from Wade.
Wade. 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Wade. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Rozier. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin.
Well, Joe, congratulations.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwayne Wade.
He was in a groove tonight, Ernie, Kenny. He's getting in that playoff mode already.
And that'll do it for our coverage of this year's final regular season contest. It has been a wild ride. For Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith, I'm Ernie Johnson. Now the playoffs begin on 2K.
I know money isn't everything to you, Freak, and I find it hard to say this, but I've grown to respect that in you. You're a man of conviction. But it's my responsibility to point out the consequences of that way of thinking. Now, for you, winning is everything, but winning isn't something you could do alone. It requires excellent, or at the very least, competent coaching, contributing teammates, and God willing, good health. And we all know that's not a guarantee. Now, the reality is you're not in control of any of those other factors, but if you, as the star player, fail to win and deliver a championship, you will be held responsible. You will be scapegoated, you will be villainized, and you will be punished accordingly. So when you say to me that as a free agent, all you care about is being in the best position to win, I understand what you mean. But again, that's not only up to you. Now, I'm gonna call my guy at Apollo Jets. I'm gonna get us a private plane for this tour. I promise you, you're gonna love the free agency experience. Now, your relationship with Vic has unfortunately cost us in some of these negotiations. We had 10 teams interested, we now only have 3. But thankfully, you wised up when it came to Vic. Have you been in contact with Vic? Yo, Freak, look at me.
He still has one of my cars, Dom.
What did I tell you about the L word?
The L word? What is...
Loyalty. I don't know what kind of hold this Vic has over you, but it makes me scared. You're a free agent for the first time in your career, and the only person you need to be loyal to is you. You need to be an FOF. You need to be a friend of Freak. Let's forget about winning without appropriate compensation and loyalty that hasn't been earned and isn't deserved. This is a tough business, Freak. We need to be tougher. Come on.
CC?
Woo, Lord Jesus, I was about to blow a gasket. Okay, Freak. Now, there are very few options on the table, and I want you to explore them all before making your final decision. Whatever you decide, it needs to be an informed decision, not an emotional one. The larger the markets, the greater resources at your disposal and exposure for you. But if you don't allocate these resources properly, then it's just a big spotlight on you as you lose.
Well, thank you kindly, big sis.
She's right, Freak.
Thanks, Don.
Absolutely. Team Freak. That's what we're about.
Oh, whoa, I don't know if I like this.
What?
Dom and CC high-fiving like that?
I mean, yeah, why you got so certain I'm gonna lose?
Whoa. No one thinks you're going to lose, Freak.
You guys sure sound like it.
We just want you to select a franchise that has great coaching, super talent, exposure, but most importantly, a ton of cap space. If the team doesn't win and you're to blame, at least you won't be broke, capiche?
Capiche.
Also, you should make sure it's somewhere you want to raise a family, but no pressure.
You guys have made this decision so much easier.
What did Mom and Dad say?
You know what they said. I mean, but honestly, I'm torn. I've heard and listened to what you've all had to say. Don't take this the wrong way. There's just one person I haven't heard from, and that's Vic.
Oh, Lord, help us.
Yo, Vic, where you at? I've been trying to call you, man. Hit me back.
You know him. He's probably somewhere too loud to hear his phone.
I don't know. I think Vic's actually upset with me.
All right.
All right. Hello. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here today. I especially like to thank God, my Lord and Savior, my family, my agent, Mr. Don Pagnotti, twin sister and manager, CC, my my lady. Thank you guys for all your support. I'd also like to thank all the fans, and all the people out there who consider themselves an FOF, a friend of Freak. My free agency has been nothing short of amazing. And frankly, it has been a dream come true. But like most dreams, the reality is very different from what I imagined. Though I wouldn't change a thing about this period and the time I spent in the NBA, I can honestly say that nothing has been more gratifying and more difficult than choosing where to play next year. I sought the wise counsel of my loved ones. Nothing puts me at ease more than knowing that regardless of my decision, you guys will be there for me no matter what. Now, there are so many wonderful teams in the league, each filled with stellar talent and all vying to be number one. For me, there's nothing more important than winning and surrounding myself with those who feel just as passionately about the game as I do and have an unrelenting desire to win a championship ring. That's what matters most to me. It is for this reason, above all, I've decided to play for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Good job.
Brotherly love.
Talent they have on that team, they're going to championship this year.
You think so? And you know what that means?
I'm gonna get
Cha-ching.
I love it.
I know.
Yes, my man. All right, son. Congratulations.
I've been running.
3 letters, M-A-X, baby.
Dom we trust, baby.
Dom we trust.
Let me see this contract. Let me see this contract.
Gotta call, I'll be right back. I gotta call finally. Yo, fool, where you been? I've been trying to call you.
Mr. Freak?
Yo, who's this?
This is Officer Vasquez with the 9th Precinct.
Officer Vasquez? What did Vic do now?
Mr. Freak, there's been an accident. Look, we're gonna need you to come down to the following address as soon as possible.
What kind of accident? Put Vic on the phone.
I can't do that, sir.
No, you're not hearing me. I want to talk to Vic.
Look, sir, we need you to calm down as soon as you can.
No. Hey, listen. Put down the phone, and I don't want to hear it get picked up until Victor Van Leer's on the phone.
Give me the phone.
Put Vic on the phone.
Mr. Freak, Mr. Van Leer was killed in a car accident.
What's going on? Give me the phone.
The car he was driving was registered to you. We were able to identify him from the
Listen
flyers
to
of
me.
his possession.
Freak,
I don't want to talk to you no more.
Freak, give me the phone. Hi, excuse me. Hi, yes. This is Cece. This is Freak's manager. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, yes, look, we're gonna need somebody to come down and identify Mr. Van Leer. Eyewitnesses say that he was involved in a car chase. 2 cars were chasing him, and as the chase escalated, he eventually lost control and crashed. Look, I'm really sorry for your loss.
Hello. Outside of the deceased, was anybody else injured?
Vic died in a car accident.
What?
Yeah, they said he was in a car chase.
No.
Freak, I'm sorry. He died.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Freak. Freak, I am so sorry.
Sis, all started here.
Yep, right here in the dome.
Yeah, when I was all about living the dream. Yeah. And knowing to be some nightmares.
As Daddy always says, all that glitters ain't gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss my brother Vic, though.
Deep down, he was a good person at heart, but he was never quite right. Something was always off with him, even when we were little growing up.
Yeah, I know, but I loved him anyway. I knew he was trying to take advantage of our friendship, but I didn't care. We were boys, ride or die. You know that?
Ride or die.
Just hope Vic finally found peace and depth that he never found in life.
Well, may he rest in power. When you really sit down and think about it, life is about the blink of an eye. And that's so quick. We spend a third sleeping in bed, a third trying to figure this thing called life out. Yo, by the time we think you got it all figured out, you only got a third of your life left.
Yeah, life's a trip.
Say that again.
Life's a trip.
10 times 10.
Well, honey. Hey, yo, shout out to my man Vic.
Shout out to Vic. Come on, let's bounce.
All right.
Yeah, I'm about to wake up to projects like I used to.
Better
remember?
not. You better not. You ain't kids no more.
Cece?
Cece. Hey.
Why are you sneaking up on us?
Man, we thought you two left town yesterday after the funeral.
We decided to stay one more day.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. I wish we had known you would come in. We would have made you something to eat.
Yes.
Okay.
What y'all doing?
Yeah, chatting.
Yeah, talking about yesterday's service.
Oh, okay.
How you holding up, son?
You know what? I'm okay, Pops. But you know what? We love you two so much. And it's only now that I'm realizing how much you two sacrificed for Cece and myself. Hey, you know, Vic didn't really get to know his father growing up. And we were lucky to grow up in a household with two loving parents. And you know what's sad to say? People thought we had a highly unusual home in the project.
Yeah, folks always talk about the negative effects of boys with no father in the home, but it affects girls too.
Salutations, I am Sharonis Jackson, portraying the role of Frequency Vibrations, aka Freak. I am from the Inland Empire, California, Philadelphia born, just showing love to everybody out there that's an FOF.
Hello world, it's your boy Wade Wilson, aka Vic Van Leer, Basquiat, and FOF, friend of Freak. Hey, I was born in Oakland, raised in Richmond, represent all day. Love y'all.
What's up, world? My name is Michelle Mitchenor. I play Cece. I'm representing Jersey. Shout out to my people on the shore and in the city. I'm now residing in LA, living the dream.
What's up, family? This is Gina Breedlove from Fort Greene, representing the Republic of Brooklyn, New York. I play Miss Martha. I wish you all so much love and peace.
What's up, everybody? My name is Arthur Richardson. I play Mr. Pete. I'm a GI soldier. That's Gary, Indiana, for those that don't know. And remember, it's not just a game.
What's up, y'all? My name is Anya Engel Adams, a.k.a. Yvette Ming Ching, and I'm originally from upstate New York by way of South Florida, representing for all the independent ladies. And just let them know we got our own, boo. Mwah.
Al Palagonia, born in Brooklyn, New York, raised in Queens, New York, reprising the role of super sports agent Dom Pagnotti. That's right, the man, the myth, the legend,
Welcome to your second NBA season. Now that your career is progressing and your brand is growing, you will be challenged with managing increasing demands off the court. In between games, you'll have decisions to make on how to spend your off days. Will you refine your skill on the court and work on increasing your attributes in live practices? Do you want to earn fame and extra money Welcome to live practice. This is where
All right, fellas, competition time. Beat the pro. Let's go. All right, fellas, competition time. Beat the pro. Let's go. All right, let's wrap it up. Feel free to hang around and take some shots. And don't forget, meet in the film room at noon.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-round. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Taking a look at the 76ers, they've put in a whole lot of hard work and preparation in the offseason. We saw them already in the preseason, and now all those adjustments get put to the test for a game that's going to count, and they're hoping to start out 1-0. And of course, Freak playing here tonight. You've probably heard his story by now, lost a friend of a long time in the offseason. Very tough to deal with, obviously. How hard is it going to be for him to get his focus back, Shane?
It's going to be tough, Ernie. He lost someone that he knew for a long time, and it's going to weigh on him. This will be one of his most trying seasons of his career.
Man, I feel for Freak, man. It's not going to be easy. But it's an opportunity to grow.
A terrific view here of Philadelphia City Hall and the statue of William Penn standing atop it. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. The Philadelphia 76ers preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. Well, you look at last year, they just could not find their footing, guys, against this team. They dropped all 3 games during the season.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round 1.
And, Greg, the first time you face a team in the season, that's when you're looking to take that mental advantage. Demonstrate you're better.
The Bulls have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Yes, he's looking at how they can establish an edge in this one. He's looking for them to lock things down on the interior first and foremost. He said our shot blocking is something that can really help us if we just play smart and avoid fouls. We want them shooting over length, and that's one thing my guys do bring to the table. A sound strategy, Kevin.
Terrific, Doris. Thanks, guys. What's your take on that?
I think it's probably the way to go. The defensive approach suits their style and their personnel. So I think you go with it.
Yeah, and you stay true to your identity, and theirs is clearly at the defensive end.
And now, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that led the NBA in block shots last year. The Bulls third.
A big part of their defense really revolved around their ability to block shots at the rim. It's so valuable to have that kind of backline protection. Allows you to be aggressive on the perimeter.
Defended by Chalmers. There's the dish to Embiid. Pass to Noel. He kicks it to Pittman. 18 feet out. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Pittman's got his second bucket of the night. Well, a bit of a tragic note for Freak. He'll be playing this season after the loss of a longtime friend over the summer break.
Yeah, that's hard to hear, and certainly going to be difficult for him to work through that. Going to be on his mind all year. Never easy to go on about business as usual when you have that kind of heartache and loss.
The 76ers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. That's off as well, so he misses both. Last game for the Bulls, they picked up the W against the Detroit Pistons.
And I believe what that game came down to was their ability to really knock down those triples.
Yeah, I thought the work they did on the perimeter was excellent. It was just too much for that defense, or really any defense for that matter, to handle.
Got it off in time, but it's no good. It's the end of the... We sat down with Freak to discuss how he's handling the loss of his close friend. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Freak Clark and his family.
Without question. I mean, it's a really difficult road to navigate the loss of a loved one or a close friend. And sometimes, even though it's difficult, with that kind of weight on your heart, the focus you have to give to the game can sometimes be a source of solitude, because you really can't be thinking about anything else when you get between those lines. And sometimes that can be helpful in the process of moving forward.
Well said. Your perspective is always appreciated.
Appreciate that, Kevin.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far in Philadelphia?
And it's really about
group here. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. Mirotic is checked in for Doug McDermott. And it's Chalmers in for Butler. Off the pick. Nice jump shot. Good.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Portis. He's covered by Noel. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. 2nd in opponent points per game, 7th in second chance points. And for blocks, interior defense, not a strong point for them. Just top 20 in the league.
And you talked about their defensive ranking. I mean, they really do a good job of holding their opponents to a low point output each and every night. That grindhouse style really wore on teams.
And so Chalmers nails both of them. 76ers have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. He's covered by Rose. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The 76ers have knocked down 5 of their 9 attempts at the stripes tonight. And so he hits the technical free throw. .143 left in the first half of the game. Embiid dishes to Pittman. 4 on the clock. And nothing but hair on that one.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Portis, the pass to Rose. No good. Now the 76ers take it the other way. 1:09 left in the second quarter. Tries from 10. No good. That puts him at 2 for 6. Bulls trail by 3. Here's Chalmers. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists in the game. Noel, a screen on Rose. Over to the wing. 44 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Another miss by Philadelphia.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact.
And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. Stay with us, folks. We'll get... Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. Freaks checked in for Hollis Thompson. The Bulls leading by 3. Pittman in a 2-guard. Okafor out there with Carl Landry. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Covington in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the 76ers.
and still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Here's Pittman. Chicago grabs the miss.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
The 76ers trail by 7. Okafor with the screen on Rose. Now here's Freak. D right on him. And an air ball on that one. Way off. Here's the floater. It's Butler that time on the assist by Rose. And that's 15 points for Jimmy Butler. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Rose kicks to Gibson. Butler in the corner. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
This shot's just, it's not there right now with this team leading. Perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
The Bulls leading by 7. Rose with the ball. Now Okafor defending. Rose kicks to Butler. That doesn't go either for Butler.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
To the middle. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup. So I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line.
Pau Gasol is checked in for Chicago. Philadelphia has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Bulls.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of Game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in Game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Gasol. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
So for Chicago right now, at the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Chalmers is out there. Jimmy Butler.
At the line for 2.
And so Murphy hits them both. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
Butler dishes to Gasol. Wants to get it off to Noah and does. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just...
We got to forget about that one.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Pau Gasol.
So he shows just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put up.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
Any particular reason your shots weren't falling tonight?
I mean, fine. Put this all on me. I don't care. I'm sure it had nothing to do with the poor plays that were being called or the fact that I wasn't getting the ball in the spots I wanted, or whatever. I'm a big enough man to admit I had an off night. Just know it won't happen again anytime soon. And that's a promise. Next question.
This loss could be classified as an embarrassing one. Do you feel like it was more the fault of the coaching staff or your teammates?
Listen, I ain't gonna blame anybody for that loss. At least not here in front of all of you. Let's just say I have some things I'll be discussing with the team, and we'll leave it at that.
You went through a lot last year as you got acclimated to being in the NBA. And then you went through a tough time in the offseason with the death of your childhood friend Victor. Can you explain your mindset to us as you try to move forward this season?
Look, last year went by in a flash, so I ain't even thinking about it no more. It's about what I can do now with this team right here. Vic's gone, and sometimes I still can't believe it. But he's in a better place. And that has nothing to do with my play this season. None. So from now on, let's not bring up my past, and let's keep these things to basketball only, all right? I'm ready to take the next step this season, and that's all you need to know. Thank you.